Hello everyone, and welcome to my assassin build video. This is my PvE build, and this PvE build will allow you to solo pretty much everything as assassin, from 1 to even some 45 dungeons. I haven't been able to solo every single 45 dungeon yet, but we're progressing into that. But at least from 1 to 44, everything should be easy and soloable as an assassin. We've soloed Brightstone Ruins. I might actually upload a video about that later to show you how to do that and with what kind of mechanics. It requires a little bit more out-of-the-box thinking, but it's not as difficult as it seems. I'm gonna post up 3 different builds in the description. So we have a low-level build, which will get you all the most important skills to be able to restealth permanently and keep on DPSing forever. We're gonna have an easy version of the level 45 build. This will be a little bit less DPS than the more advanced version, but the advanced version isn't that much difficult. It just requires you to pay more attention to your resources. That's about it. But in return, you get higher damage. And you can find all those in the description. I'll keep them updated if I ever change anything about the build. And if you have any questions, you can always ask those to me. So I'm not going to go through the builds in the video itself, but I'm going to show you how it works. Now, this build is a permanent stealth build. This is the easiest way for an assassin to solo PvE. There are many ways of obtaining stealth. I will go through every single way. The most basic way would be standing behind an opponent. You can use this by tabbing, and that will swap the opponent and put his back towards you, and then pressing number 1. And you can just easily keep restealthing like this. Okay, so you just keep pressing your number 1 to restealth. You stand behind his back. When your stealth is about to end, you press your 1, you attack. There we go. And then go back to behind his back. And you can do this forever. This is the most basic way of doing it. Now, other ways that we have implemented is if you have a target poisoned, you can use this ability called Shadow Drain to recover your focus, but also re-stealth yourself. This will just fully refresh your stealth to the 6 seconds. We added a third way, which is Swift Step. That'll jump, stun the target, and re-stealth you, but it will reveal you for 1 second, so be careful of that. You have your Tab. Tab can only be used in melee range, and the target also has to be poisoned. You can use your decoy. If you use it at the right moment, it'll teleport you behind them. And then at higher levels, I'm not so sure, when you unlock this, you can sprint to an enemy out of combat and then use your right click. So now we're out of combat, we sprint, we right click, that gives us stealth. For safety measures, if you completely screw up, it has a very long cooldown. We have Smokescreen, and Smokescreen on tier 3 will give you stealth for 10 seconds. This is for your entire party and not just yourself. So finally, there is one more way of obtaining stealth. It's a little bit more tricky to do, and this is obtained by dodging on the right moment. This has to be in melee range. So we're gonna stand near this wolf. If you press your Q and E at the right time, it will give you stealth. During the evasion, you will have immunity. So you can use this also against leaps. So if any bosses leaps towards you and you press that at the right time, or you spam it, it should give you your re-stealth. I'm not so sure if I forgot anything. I don't think so. So you have your stealth recovery, Shadow Drain. Oh, yeah. You can lower the cooldown of your Shadow Drain. So let's say we poison this, we press tab to go in stealth. The guy is still poisoned. We use our Shadow Drain, and it has 19-second cooldown. If you press left click, that lowers it by 6 seconds or so. So that'll help you with your rotations much more. Okay, now going into the attacks and stealth, we're going to use basic animation cancelling. This is very easy to do, and it is kind of latency dependent. The more or the less latency you have, the more attacks you can do, but even if you have a decent amount of latency, it should still work. So you go in stealth. It won't work out of stealth. Make sure you're in stealth, you press your right click, then you get another skill available called Lightning Crash, you press your F. That's pretty much it. And you just click that really fast. You just spam that. And that's your DPS. You just keep re-stealthing yourself and you continue. You go back once your stealth is almost over if you don't have any skills to re-stealth. And there we go. Now we also added Lightning Rod to level 3, which is some extra DPS. You try to use that off cooldown. It has I think a 6-second cooldown. You just spam it once it's ready, and you go back, re-stealth. If you miss, you can use your Q and E, and that's about it. Okay, so next is the more resource intensive build. This is more resource intensive because of this ability right here. We're gonna add up Lightning Pierce. And Lightning Pierce will do almost double the damage of what your normal Lightning Crash will do. This is the one that you would normally spam on your F. It would recover focus, but it does only 1191 damage maximum. And then we have Lightning Pierce, which does 1963 damage, but instead costs 1 focus. In return, we do get something, and that is the decreased cooldown on Lightning Rod, which lowers our Lightning Rod by 3 seconds, and that allows us to spam our Lightning Rod more often to keep our focus up. Because every time we use Lightning Rod, we regain focus. And additionally, on stun target, dates targets, etc., you do more damage. So in parties, this will work out even better. Okay, so for this second build, the rotation is still the same. You still spam your right click and F. And like I said, instead you use your Lightning Rod off cooldown. So you go in stealth, right click F, use Lightning Rod. Make sure you keep using that, because otherwise you're gonna run out of resources really fast. You can already notice the damage difference compared to our previous ability. The crits like go way higher, and the pressure is just so much better. Keep yourself in stealth at all costs, as usual. The target is poisoned, you can re-stealth, and just DPS. Free re-stealth if you move behind them. And even like these named bosses, which normally would take you a lot more time, with a build like this, you can easily solo them. The only problem I've had right now is I think this is mainly because there's a lot of new players to the game, and nobody has really set up their tanking skills. Certain classes do have taunt abilities or more aggro abilities. You're gonna pull aggro of every single boss. Whenever I go to 4-man parties or 6-man parties, I get aggro almost instantly. And this is because of our high damage. We do safe damage, and the second we get out of stealth, the aggro is going to jump to us. So make sure you keep that in mind, that either you don't reveal yourself or you just keep your safety skills available. And that's pretty much my build. I'm gonna be posting up that Brightstone run and show you how it works, like step by step, the mechanics, and then you should be able to do that for some easy income. If you like the video, let me know that in the comments. If you'd like to see more, or if you want to see any other specific content related to the assassin, PvE or PvP, I am fully open to suggestions. You're also able to join us on Discord. I'll leave a link for that also down below. It's kind of a program, a chat program where you can message me. You don't need to download anything for it. If you do, their app is freaking amazing. And you can just whisper me there for questions. I will also leave the stats of my character in the description. So the soul shields, and the specific stats like the damage stats, crit chance, and all that fun stuff. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. And yes, I did stop slacking on YouTube for once. Hopefully we can keep this up with the videos, but we'll see.